All right, today we're going to do something a little different. We're not just talking forehands and backhands. We're going to decode the secret blueprint hidden right there in the tennis court itself.
I mean, what if the court itself is whispering strategy to you? In this explainer, we are pulling back the curtain on its hidden design, and I promise you, you will never see the game the same way again.
See, this isn't just some random rectangle they painted on the ground. It is an absolute masterpiece of design. Think of it like an athletic chessboard where every single line, every angle has a strategic purpose.
So here's what we've got lined up. We're going to start by uncovering the court's hidden blueprint. Then we'll dive right into the baseline battleground and the power plays of the service box. We'll even tackle that infamous danger zone. And finally, we'll put all the pieces together to show you exactly how to win with geometry.
All right, let's get right into it. Part 1, the court's hidden blueprint. We're going to unlock the fundamental design here.
So the court is 78 feet long by 36 feet wide for doubles. Now these aren't just random numbers, right? This specific space, it's perfectly engineered for those incredible angles, the powerful serves, and the lunging rallies that really define modern tennis. Every single strategy, believe it or not, starts with these dimensions.
Okay, so now let's move on to the court and talk about the first key area, the baseline. This is where it all begins, where strategies are born. You know, this single line, it's where most points start, and let's be honest, where they often end. Your position relative to it, I mean, whether you're a foot behind it or 10 feet back, that completely dictates your options. It changes everything, your shot depth, your power, your control.
And this is where it gets really cool, right? Look at this contrast between two absolute legends. On one side, you've got Rafa Nadal, famous for standing way, way back. What does that do? It gives him more time to wind up for those massive heavy topspin shots. But then, on the other side, you've got Roger Federer. He would often take the ball super early, right on the baseline, basically stealing time from his opponents and creating these sharp, nasty, aggressive angles. See? Two completely different geometries, two legendary careers.
So the big takeaway here is this. The baseline is not just a defensive line. It's your command center. If you can dominate from back there, that's the first step to setting up your attack and really dictating the whole point.
All right, let's move up the court. We're leaving the baseline and heading into the area where offense truly begins, the service box. This is the ultimate power play zone.
Okay, so the dimensions of this little box give the server a whole toolkit of geometric options. You can aim right down the tee to jam your opponent up. You can slice one way out wide, pulling them completely off the court and opening up a huge target for your next shot. Or you can just fire it right at their body, cramping them for space and forcing a weak defensive return. Every single serve is a calculated geometric attack.
And what this does is it forces this constant tactical battle, right? The server is trying to exploit all these angles, and the returner, they're constantly shuffling, adjusting their position, trying to guess and neutralize that geometric advantage before it even happens.
Okay, we are about to dive into what I think is the most misunderstood part of the entire court. But hang on a sec. If you're enjoying this geometric breakdown, if you're kind of seeing the game in a new light, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe. It really lets me know you're finding this useful and that you want more explainers just like this one. Thanks a bunch.
All right, let's get into it. Section 4, Mastering the Danger Zone. This is all about turning what most people see as a trap into a massive advantage.
Yeah, you've probably heard its infamous nickname, No Man's Land. And why is that? Well, because if you get caught just standing here, you are in big trouble. You're too far back to hit a good volley, but you're too far forward to handle a deep shot. Opponents will just aim right for your feet, and it's incredibly hard to react. It's a total tactical trap. So, that begs the question, right? If it's such a death trap, is there ever a good reason to be in no man's land? When can it actually become an advantage?
And here's the secret. The key is that you don't want to stop there. You want to move through it. See, no man's land isn't a destination, it's a launch pad. It's the zone you sprint through when you're transitioning from defense at the baseline to offense at the net. If you can master that transition, you turn the danger zone into your own personal runway for winning the point.
Okay, time to put all the pieces of the puzzle together. Section 5 is all about winning with geometry. And the real key here, the secret sauce, is understanding how all these zones, the baseline, the service box, the midcourt, how they all connect into one single cohesive strategy.
And that strategy, it involves the lines themselves. Think about it. The sidelines and baselines aren't just boundaries, they're weapons.
When you hit close to the lines, you create this immense pressure. You force your opponent to the absolute edges of the court, which in turn opens up massive angles for your next shot. You're literally using the entire geometric canvas to your advantage.
And that, right there, is the master key. It's seeing the court not just as a playing field, but as an interconnected map of geometric opportunities. This holistic understanding, that's what empowers you to make smarter, faster, and way more decisive choices on every single point.
So, the next time you watch a match, or maybe the next time you step onto the court yourself, don't just see players hitting a ball back and forth. Look closer. See the geometric blueprint they're using to outsmart their opponent. Now that you can see it, how's that going to change the way you watch the game?